Alrighty, hi soul family. So today, topic that came up in meditation is to surrender the savior complex. Okay, the wounded warrior archetype is literally been causing us to put everybody else first. Sorry guys, I'm looking for my lotion because my hands is ashy. Where's my lotion? Okay, yes, here it is. Okay, so the wounded warrior archetype is causing us to put everybody else's needs above our own, and spirit is saying that that is not sustainable. That is not what you are here to do. You cannot help others if your back is broken, trying to carry everybody with you. The thing is, you really got to leave those who you was trying to save and it's not working. Like, you got to leave them behind. You really do. And really right now, when you were younger, people weren't there for you in the ways that you needed them to be, so it becomes easy for you to abandon yourself. It's like second nature. But spirit is saying that that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Right now, take a breath and really just think about all the ways where you've abandoned yourself, where you've not shown up for your dreams, your hopes, your desires, because you're too busy saving everybody else, trying to make sure everybody else straight. And at the end of the day, you feel drained, depleted, and left with nothing except this empty feeling that you can't shake. It's because you're looking for safety and security outside of yourself, right? And I'm speaking to you guys, and I'm speaking to myself as well when I say this. Your codependency comes from the lack of wanting to be with yourself, wanting to be alone with your feelings, wanting to be alone with your thoughts, wanting to be alone with your dreams, your desires, everything that has to do with you. And spirit is saying that now is the time for you to reclaim your power and stop looking outside of yourself for that. Okay, when we don't walk in our power and we give our power away by thinking that everything else outside of us is important, it makes us susceptible to other negative entities. And recently I'm thinking about how, like, I feel like a lot of us have been subjected to negative energy by others, projections from others. It's because we are not standing in our truth. We're not standing in ourselves. Okay, and I'm gonna need you guys to do meditation frequencies to your sacral chakra, because that is where your sense of power lies. Okay, and realizing that nothing is more powerful than your energy. You decide if you want a negative entity to attach to you. It cannot attach to you without your permission. So if you decide that, okay, like, you know what, like, this person's being petty, so I'm gonna be petty back, you've already allowed the negative energy in. You're allowing that person to dictate who you are, what you do with yourself. Okay, and spirit is saying that that's what's been making you subjected to negative energies, because you've allowed it to be on you. Listen, you got to leave people where they're at. You got to leave people where they're at. I was watching this video. She talks about, if you can't find it in yourself to either forgive someone's actions, at least have mercy for them, in terms of saying that, you know what, this person, they've been through a lot and they've allowed their own circumstances to make them a victim of their reality, and that's where they are. You leave them in that box. You don't try to bring them or feel guilty because they're not doing what they're supposed to do to help themselves. No, let that go. Everything is free will. The same how you have free will to get up and figure out how to make your life work, how to pull yourself out of these negative energies, how to do the work. You did that on your own. You're finding different informations. Not to say you know that we don't need each other, but like, you're going out there to look for that information. They can do that as well. Stop trying to think that only you can save this person. You also put them in that victim mentality when you say that you're the only person that can help them. Okay, no one is a victim to their circumstances unless they want to be. And the spirit is saying that it's time for us to free ourselves from victimhood. We are not victims of our situations. We are powerful beings. We get to decide how we feel, not other people. And if you find yourself not doing something because of how someone else may perceive you, or worried about other people's judgments, you are giving your power away again. That goes back down to meditation for your sacral chakra. Guys, it's the time. We're being called to let go of a lot of things that no longer serve us. And it's a heavy purging energy. So what spirit really wants us to do is to take care of ourselves. Pull back your energy. Call back your energy to yourself. charged and cleansed. Okay, people have been taken from you for centuries. I'm gonna say for centuries, because your past life, this previous life, everything, they've been taken from you. Okay, but this is your time to say no more. No more. No one gets to decide who I am. No one gets to decide what I do. No one gets to decide how I feel besides me. I have a strong sense of self. Stop abandoning yourself at the first chance you get. And, oh, something's coming up that this person said this. Oh, I guess it's time for me to hyperfixate on this instead of dealing with all the other things I have to deal with about myself. No, Spirit is saying it's time for you to focus on what your goals are. Align your thoughts and your feelings to your desires. The reason, and then you're complaining about your manifestation not coming to fruition, but your mind is somewhere else. It's focused on other people, external things outside of you. Spirit is saying it's time for you to focus on yourself. Stop abandoning yourself. Stop making up excuses why you should be put on the back burner, why you cannot be taken care of. Okay, these are all excuses. There's a reason why you don't want to be sitting with yourself. It's because you're afraid. You're afraid of what you might discover. But I'm telling you, do not be afraid of your shadow. Your shadow is an invitation to where you need healing. It's the darkest side of us that allows us to grow the most. Okay, God knows about the darker side of us. He knows what we have to heal from. He chose us to be exactly how we are. And he loves us unconditionally. So the only thing that you're doing right now is holding yourself back by placing judgment on others, by placing judgment on yourself. Have that same compassion you would have for a stranger that you met. Okay? You are not perfect. You're not made perfect. So stop acting like you need to be put on this pedestal of perfection. You know how much energy it takes to be perfect? You know how much energy it takes from your budget to be perfect, to try to perfect everything. People who struggle with perfectionism, they have no energy. They're always constantly drained. Okay, and if I'm speaking to you and you're resonating, it is something for you to look into yourself for. Allow yourself to make mistakes. We can learn from mistakes. We grow from mistakes. Okay, you deprive yourself of a lesson when you try to make everything perfect all the time. Stop trying to abandon yourself for other people. Okay, that savior complex comes from when you were younger. You wish somebody was there to save you, so now you make it your duty to do that for other people. What service can you be of help to God, to the universe, if you're always tired? If you cannot find the energy to help yourself, how can you help other people? Okay, I really just want you guys to really just take that in, because I'm sitting with it too, in terms of relationships and how I've always chosen relationships in the past. I'm no longer attracted to people who drain and deplete my energy. I'm not here to save anybody. I'm here to give you the tools to help yourself. You have the decision to pick them up. You have the decision to not pick them up. But at the end of the day, I am my top priority. This does not mean that you're abandoning your loved ones. This just means that you are putting yourself at the top of the list. Boundaries is what we're being called to have, is boundaries. Okay, when you're in your people-pleasing era, you don't have any boundaries. People take what they want and they take everything, and that's why you're left feeling empty. Okay, you're pouring from a cup that's never even been topped up, because you don't take care of yourself. Self-care is like once a week for you, or self-care is nothing at all. Okay, oh, maybe I guess I'll read for 15 minutes a day. What kind of self-care is that? You wouldn't give that scrap to somebody outside in the street. No, you give the shirt off your back. Give the shirt off your back to yourself. Show up for yourself. Be there for yourself. Stop abandoning yourself. You are worthy of the love that you give so freely to others. And your love should not come with conditions for yourself, because your love doesn't come with conditions for others. Right? And you show up for others in the best way that you possibly can. So why can't you do that for yourself? Ask yourself that question. What is it that you're afraid of? Sit with that inner child. What are you so afraid of? You're redoing the same things that happened to you as a child, and your inner child is screaming out for your attention. It's screaming out for you to be there for yourself, emotionally, physically, mentally. Anytime you feel any emotions, you try to run away from yourself, either by using substances, drugs, people, any type of coping mechanisms that are so unhealthy for you, instead of just sitting with the feelings and reaffirming to yourself that I am safe, I am here, and I am loved. Okay, your root chakra, really learning to be safe inside of your body. Your root chakra is coming up and it needs to be healed. Listen to music that is healing for your body. The vagus nervous system reset, it allows you to reprogram your mind out of fight or flight mode, okay? When you go through a lot of trauma, your body stays in that frequency. Choose better for yourself. Choose to do the things that you know are going to help you, okay? Subconscious reprogramming to release those beliefs that you need to be saving everybody else but yourself first. These are ancestral trauma. This is all trauma from your lineage that you're shedding, you're releasing, because a wounded healer is of no help. You are of no help, not even to yourself. You're of no help, okay? And I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm saying this to say, guys, it's time for you to stand in your mother trucking power. It's time for you to stand on your feet and be there for yourself, and stop caring about how other people perceive you. Other people will perceive you as selfish because they have no damn boundaries themselves either, and that's why they take from you. They take from you. You have to be so secure in yourself. So stand on your own power. Stand up for yourself. People are going to always have something to say, especially when they can't take the same things they used to be able to take from you. You know in yourself that when you're around someone, it doesn't feel good. You limit that access that they have to you. They don't get to come and take your energy. Your energy is sacred. Okay? It is not something you just give away to any and everybody. Don't be desperate for friendship connections. Don't be desperate for relationship connections, because that is when you make yourself susceptible to narcissistic energies, to energy vampires, to people who want to come in and take from you. Okay? And what I'm saying is, the more you love on yourself, the more you'll be aligned with the people who are genuinely for you. Your soulmate connections, not just platonic, but romantic. All of the above. Okay? But you cannot be on that frequency and expect to attract. You cannot be on the frequency of people pleasing and putting everybody before you and bending over backwards for them and expect to attract your soul family. That's not how it works. Release those heavy connections. And I'm sorry, like, 9 times out of 10, it'd be family and friends. Okay, it's never gonna be easy. This spiritual journey was never gonna be easy. Okay, if it was somebody on the street, you wouldn't have let them treat you like that. It's always gonna be somebody you have that emotional connection to. But you need to release that. You need to ask yourself, who's more important? Is the work that I put in on this journey not as important as so-and-so? Because when you was crying and doing all these blood, sweat, and tears, releasing, facing your demons, going through it, you're telling me that none of that was worth it? None of that was worth it? All of the work that you've done so far, all of the things that you've overcome, it's not worth it? Nobody is worth all the effort you put in for yourself, all the things that you've been through, all the times you pulled yourself out of the dirt. Nobody's worth sacrificing that. Nobody. Because at the end of the day, you're here to transcend. You're here to heal from the past traumas, heal your lineage, and help other people figure out how to heal them themselves. But you're not here to save everyone. It's really just like who getting left behind. It's sad to say, but it is. Some people, they can't escape victimhood. They feel like they love a feeling of suffering. They love the feeling of just being a victim. And if you can't save them, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you are less of a healer. It makes you a strong healer to be able to walk away. Okay? I brought down some cards for today's reading, because, guys, it's a lot. So I'm going to start with the wisdom deck and see what the universe has to say in terms of what we need to hear right now. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing the fates. So I'm going to read this one first, but I'm going to put it to the side and shuffle anyway, because then we can get another card as well. Okay. All right, Spirit, any messages for the collective today? Any messages for my collective today? Any messages for my collective today? Okay. Any messages for my collective today? Ooh. Regeneration pops out. Let's see, anything else? Okay. So number 46 popped out as well. That's 10. So a beginning of a cycle, okay? We're leaving things behind in the past, guys. Let's read number 17 first, though. So this is the fates that was at the bottom of the deck. And then this one popped out, regeneration. Okay, so I'm gonna read that one last. Let's see what fates have to say to us. Number 17. Okay, number 17, the fates. Fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. Okay, so there's some things that you cannot change. You, like, for example, if a situation already happened, reminiscing on what could have gone differently is keeping you stuck in that time loop. You are here to let go of what no longer serves you. Stop trying to change situations. They played out exactly how they were meant to play out. And if you have that trust in the universe and knowing that everything is working for you, you just learn to let go and accept. Let go and accept that everything is happening for you. If this person was removed from your life, it was because Spirit, God, seen things you weren't even in the room to see. Okay? They recognize this person's energy and they removed it from you for a reason. Okay? Just trusting in the divine that they have your back no matter what. Okay? It allows you to really free yourself from the anxiety, from control. Okay? The oracle message. The serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. So learning to accept that you're not meant to know everything, okay? And things are fated. Your karmic cycles that you're here to release, things had to play out in the way that they had to play out so you can release them. That's why I say things are working for you, not against you. It never said that it was going to be easy, but you need to just accept that spirit has your back, that the divine has your back, and trust in that. Once you can trust in that, you can just let go and see what happens and just accept what happens. Okay? Relationship message. Other people who are who they are. They can't change them. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. So a lot of the times, before I finish reading, we create this idea of people in our minds so that they can stay in our reality for longer than they need to stay in our reality, when they were just simply put here to teach us a lesson so that we can release and let go of them. But when we try to fit them into that mold is when we experience pain and suffering. We need to learn the lesson that they're here to teach us and release with love and trust that the universe did this for a reason. Okay? And stop trying to make people into something that they're not. Okay, it's almost like when they say, when somebody's, someone's not good for you, so in your mind you try to convince yourself as to why. Oh, that's not true. They were just trying to be they were just scared because of this past trauma that they went through. Stop making up excuses for people. They don't even put that same effort in that you put in it for them, the storyline you want to tell yourself. Okay, so it says, what if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit. Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. So this relationship ending, whether platonic or romantic, it was fated. Okay, it needed to happen for you to evolve and grow. So really just ask yourself, what is the lesson? What is the lesson in all of this? Because if you can accept that, just accept the lesson. Accept that it was meant to teach you something. Okay, and better is coming. More divine connections are coming. Let's see. Prosperity message. Your experience concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You're being invited to accept what is unreservedly. Okay, this could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Write it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So I'm getting that some of you guys are going to be given an opportunity to make more money, and Spirit is saying that you're not going to be able to understand it right away, but you will be given the tools needed to be able to make this flourish. So you don't have to worry about getting too much money that you cannot handle, or being in a situation that you don't know about. Just surrender and allow spirit to show you how you are going to receive more abundance. Okay, but you will also be receiving the tools to be able to handle it as well. So for some of you guys feeling the opposite energy, I'm going to read the protection message as well. It is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all. Yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that. For the only thing you can control right now is your attitude. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come to you. So right now, focusing on that mindset, guys, focusing on that mindset and how you see things, how you perceive things, will shift your power back to yourself. Instead of saying what's being done to me, what is being done for me? How is this benefiting me? Okay. Number 46, regeneration. That's the first time I'm seeing this card too. Let me see. I don't remember it. Let's see. 50. 42. 43. Okay, 46. Rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. So some of you guys are going through a major rebirth, and it feels painful. You're feeling the symptoms, you're feeling the emotional roller coaster, but Spirit's saying the only thing that you have control over right now is your attitude, and to trust that new opportunities are coming your way. Okay, do not focus on what is out of your control. Do not focus on what has already happened. Your focus needs to shift at this time. Okay. Oracle message, second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. Your relationship message. The world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment you are radiating the generative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. That feels very light. Okay, prosperity message. What happens when it appears you failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start, a more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when, out of seeming loss and failure, comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past, because you really are experiencing a rebirth. So it's time to fully let go of the version of you that experienced pain and suffering. It's painful to feel that. Like, that's why right now you're reminiscing on the past and those past connections. But Spirit is saying that you are walking into blessed land. You are leaving behind crumbs. You're walking into your divinity and trusting that you are fully deserving of the life and desires that you've always wanted. Release and let go of what's no longer serving you, and know that you are going down the path that you've always dreamt of. You are so deserving of it, okay? Here's a protection message for those of you that may be feeling the end or some other shadow aspects. Endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to what must die so that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. There is no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You are about to be reborn. Period. Sometimes the Spirit just be spitting. period. Oh, that's nice. That is real. That's good work. That is great work. That is great work, guys. Like, just let go. Just let go. That's it. It's all about surrender. Like, the key to all of this is surrender. Stop thinking that you know anything. I was literally having this conversation with my mom. I was like, I know nothing. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know when something's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what that is. But I am surrendering to the flow of life. Also, guys, look, sad it up. Sad it up. So that's it. Like, I'm just surrendering. So anyway, let's see what our inner child has to say. Because I'm sure some of these energetic blocks got to do with that. It always do. It always do. So let's see. All right, inner child. Any messages for the collective regarding the inner child? Spirit. Any messages for the collective regarding the inner child? Spirit. Any messages regarding the inner child for the collective at this time? We have an open heart and an open mind. Spirit. Lead with guidance. Any messages? Ooh, almost dropped all of these cards, bruh. One more time. Any messages? Okay. Alright. Inner child. Any messages? Okay, this card's sticking out to me, so I'm gonna pick this one. Okay. You can do hard things. It is not as impossible as it may feel. So don't think that this journey is going to be hard, okay? You may not know where Spirit is leading you. You may not know exactly where you're going to go. But it's not going to be hard just because you don't know what to expect or any information regarding that. Those are all illusions that we feel like we need safety blankets to be able to experience new things. No, Spirit will not give you anything that you cannot handle. So trusting in that and knowing that there isn't anything you cannot overcome that you were given, it gives you back your power, okay? Number 41, which adds up to a 5. So change is on the horizon, guys. Change is on the horizon. Don't fight the change. Just feel your feels. Don't fight the change. Just feel your feels. So let's see. Number 41. You can do hard things. There are many things in this life that we feel we cannot or should not have to do. It can be overwhelming to think about doing something that is hard. But in truth, many things we label as hard could be more appropriately labeled as simply time-consuming or long. Sometimes not wanting to do hard things can be reminiscent of mindsets we might have had in childhood when we never wanted to clean our room or do our homework. If you have pulled this card, then you might need to reassess what has been labeled as too hard. So for some of you guys, I'm getting that Spirit is saying that you have been avoiding doing things for yourself because you think it's going to be hard. You can do hard things. Like the card says, you can do hard things. Start small, okay? Work yourself into getting into the routine of being there for you. So if you say that you want to learn pottery, for example, start with 2 times a week, sitting down for 30 minutes. Anything that you think you can handle right now off the top of your head, and make that a consistent thing. If it's 1 day a week for 30 minutes, make it a consistent thing. Once you see that you're consistent with it, you can up it with everything that you do. If you want to, I don't know, learn how to ride a bike, watch videos on how to ride a bike, get acquainted with what a bike looks like. Just put yourself in that frequency of your desires, okay? Our manifestations cannot come into fruition if we are not nowhere near them, okay? So if it's just living in your mind, then it's gonna stay there, okay? Self-care exercise. Take time today to think upon the beliefs that might be holding you back. Are you putting yourself in a box by what you cannot or should not have to do? Sometimes choosing to push through the feelings of I do not want to do this because I do not feel like it can be quite beneficial. So feeling like you don't want to do something and pushing through it anyway, it really does reap the rewards. So when you think about even when you're having an off day but you go to the gym anyway, you feel much better because you push through that feeling. You're not going to always feel like you want to do something. Motivation is a fleeting energy. You do it anyway because you're dedicated and committed to yourself, okay? Don't expect inspiration and motivation to be with you every day. That's not how it works. Even you could be doing the things that you love so much, but that feeling won't always be there. You just know that you're committed and dedicated to yourself, so you show up anyways. Okay. No, always trust your intuition when choosing which hard activities to do, and do not attempt anything unsafe to yourself or others. Here's a journaling prompt. How do you feel after you have done a hard thing? Are you proud of yourself? Remember to highly praise yourself after doing this hard thing because you deserve it. So some of you guys have to get back in the groove of celebrating you, regardless of what it is. If you got if you said you were going to fold your laundry and you folded your laundry today, commend yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting that done. Okay, you are your number one cheerleader, your number one supporter. Okay, you support you first. The same way you on the internet commenting under people's stuff saying that you support them, that's how you need to support yourself. Be there for yourself. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to pull a mindful message to leave us with, because this video getting kind of long, so I'm gonna just pull a mindful message. And at the bottom of the deck is already sticking out to me. You need to hug yourself and say all is okay, that you are okay. The message of this card: all that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelmed. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to a higher expansion. So your emotions lead you down the path of awareness. It leads you down the path of understanding yourself better. So not look at your emotions as a negative thing, but as a way to heal, as an invitation to heal. Okay, let's see any other mindful messages, Spirit. Any other mindful messages for self? Okay, let's see. Any other mindful messages for the collective, Spirit? Let's see. New adventures. Today I open myself up to new adventures. I go out and do something I've been holding back from. I move through the fear rather than let it control me. I trust my intuition and follow my desires. So this is a good exercise to trust your intuition. Sit in meditation and ask yourself, what have I been putting off that I need to do? And just go do it. Follow it. Follow that nudge. The more you follow your intuition, the stronger your connection gets with yourself. Okay? Let's see what the next card says. Dance it out. I can move emotions through my body by dancing. Whenever I start to feel built up energy or crankiness, I will play some music and move intuitively. I don't have to look a certain way, simply move and feel as the stress or heaviness begins to ease out of my body. So this is a great way to release and allow your emotions to move through your body instead of getting stuck and trapped there. And then when they get stuck and trapped there is when you spend all your time thinking about how things could have gone differently. How if I had only done this would have turned out that way. No, it was meant to play out in the exact way it was meant to play out. So allow yourself to feel these emotions so that you can be aware of where these emotions stem from. Dance it out. Dance it out. Put on some good music and dance it out. Okay? Lastly, the better it gets. When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising up. So don't think that this is the end for you. You are a powerful being and you always get back up. Okay? Just really focus on your attitude and your mindset right now. Spirit is saying focus on your attitude and your mindset right now. But life is getting better. Those dark times are behind you. So stop keeping them longer than they need to be kept. Okay? So those are the messages that I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And share this with somebody who needs to hear it. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.